Hello and welcome to a new year of Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson and we're glad to have you with us. Well, Volusia County's award-winning trail system is growing and we'll find out just how much. And trails are not all Volusia County wins awards for. In fact, Volusia County's Veteran Services Division has been named Service Office of the Year by Florida Veterans of Foreign Wars. We'll tell you more about it later on in the show. And there's even another award we need to mention when Michelle Coates takes us on the business beat to showcase the best downtown in Central Florida named by the Orlando Sentinel. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. Momentum is growing by leaps and bounds for Volusia County's section of the East Central Regional Rail Trail. The 51-mile trail is being constructed along the longest abandoned rail line ever purchased in Florida. The state purchased the corridor from the Florida East Coast Railway in 2007 and turned it over to Volusia and Brevard counties for development and maintenance. When complete, the rail trail will stretch from Deltona to Edgewater with a 10-mile leg through Brevard County to Titusville.
Yeah, the exciting news that we've just gotten is of the 51 miles, we had a little over 10 miles that was unfunded. And we didn't have any way of funding it. And the Florida Department of Transportation just announced that they're proposing to provide us with a grant of about $10 million to complete that segment.
Volusia County completed the first rail trail segment in February of 2012. The 5.7-mile segment runs from Providence Boulevard in Deltona, past Green Springs Park in Enterprise, to State Road 415 in Osteen. This popular showcase trail is 12 feet wide and paved, making it accessible to walkers, joggers, inline skaters, bicyclists, and people with disabilities.
I'm encouraging everyone to get out there and use the trails. They're beautiful, they're well maintained, a lot of activity on them. It'll make you feel great traveling with your family and your children driving along the trails. It's a great experience to get out and enjoy nature.
Construction on the next phase is expected to begin later this month. It will include pedestrian bridges over State Road 415 in Osteen and State Road 442 in Edgewater. Later this year, construction will begin on a 3.5-mile trail segment in Edgewater. It will take years for all the segments to be complete, but the project is coming together as planned. The rail trail is part of Volusia County's growing trail system, which also includes 2 trails along A1A that total nearly 10 miles, more than 35 miles of beach, and the Spring to Spring Trail in West Volusia County. For more information, log on to volusia.org/trails. Volusia County's Veteran Services Division has been named Service Office of the Year by Florida's Veterans of Foreign Wars. The division was among 67 county offices considered for the honor. This is the 6th time the division has received the honor in the past 10 years. Jason Smith, the state VFW director, presented the award to Volusia County Veteran Services Director Mike White and his staff during a recent meeting of the Volusia County Council.
This service office is diligent at ensuring veterans and their families are provided the assistance, the knowledge, and commitment required to initiate and submit claims and evidence for government entitled benefits. They have been instrumental in acquiring the approximately $176 million in VA benefits the veterans and their families of this county receive each year.
It's really, truly an honor and a privilege to have received this award as a Service Office of the Year. This award takes in a whole team effort. The team effort is really made up of not just those of us who are handling your claims and appeals and your other benefits. It's a whole team effort from the County Council to Mr. DeLand and to my boss, Mr. Dave Byron.
Volusia County's Veteran Services Division, which has 7 counselors and 2 staff assistants, serves the county's 70,000 military veterans and their dependents.
We've gotten similar awards from the American Legion, the Military Order of the Purple Heart, and some of the other organizations also. So, to me, this is what we do. Veterans are not a burden. They're our responsibility, and we take that very seriously.
Volusia County has Veteran Services offices in DeLand, Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach, and Orange City. Okay. For more information, you can visit volusia.org/veterans. Passenger traffic at Daytona Beach International Airport continues on a steady upward climb. During November, passenger traffic increased 3% compared with November of 2012. During November, 44,939 passengers arrived and departed through the county-operated airport. This compares with the 43,666 travelers recorded last November. For the 12 months ending November 30th, 603,419 passengers traveled through the airport, compared with the 583,142 recorded for the prior 12 months. That's a 3% increase.
Out of the last 48 months, we've had 44 months of increases here at Daytona Beach International Airport, so we're very encouraged by that. And we think 2014 is going to be a great year as well. So we're seeing a lot of good positive movement in our numbers. People are using the airport. Our load factors are great. In November, they were in the 90th percentile. In October, they were 94%. So people are using the airport. We're trying to do our best to make this airport convenient, make it comfortable for our passengers, and looking forward to 2014.
For the balance of 2013 and moving into 2014, passenger traffic is projected to remain steady. In response to the upward trend in demand for air transportation, airport officials are continuing to seek new or expanded air service options. For more information and for flight schedules, you can go to flydaytonafirst.com.
Hello, I'm Reggie Santilli, and I'm a member of Volusia Echo Advisory Committee. The volunteer group works closely with Volusia County Council and makes recommendations on projects that enhance the quality of life for our citizens. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve in this capacity. If you would like to share your skills and serve your community, why not consider joining one of Volusia County's advisory boards? We have openings on several boards. If you want to make a difference in your community, please visit volusia.org/advisory.
Downtown DeLand was recently named the best downtown in Central Florida by the Orlando Sentinel. Business Beat reporter Michelle Coates takes us to DeLand to show and tell us why Main Street was named Best of the Best.
I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat, and we're in DeLand, Florida. DeLand boasts an award-winning Main Street that offers an eclectic mix of shops, restaurants, galleries, and more.
Most recently voted Central Florida's other best downtown by Orlando Sentinel readers, Main Street DeLand is an example of the successful Main Street program. We spoke with Wayne Carter, Main Street DeLand Executive Director.
Main Street DeLand is an approach to downtown revitalization. What it is an approach to revitalize the downtown using promotion, design, economic restructuring, and organizing the community.
The city was founded in 1876 by Henry DeLand, who was intent on the creation of a town based on culture and education. As a nonprofit corporation, Main Street DeLand is dedicated to supporting and enhancing the economic development of the downtown area while protecting and promoting DeLand's historic heritage.
It's the intersection of 1792 and State Road 44, Woodland Boulevard and New York Avenue, that has all around 140 businesses in it. It's got some of the area's best restaurants in it. It's got unique shops. It's got services, of course. Downtown DeLand had a fire in about 1886. So the buildings that are built now are, most of them around the 1890s and that age. A lot of them have been completely redone, rebuilt, brought up to code, and have found new uses in today's economy.
Formed in 1985, Main Street DeLand is celebrating nearly 30 years of success. The downtown, lined with notable gift shops and restaurants, has been voted as the best Main Street in Florida 5 times.
The best other downtown is our most recent award, and it was something that the Orlando Sentinel had started, and we were in a bracket that included Sanford, it included Winter Park, Winter Garden, and Mount Dora, which are some of the best downtowns you can think of in Central Florida. And in 1997, they were awarded a Great American Main Street Award, which really is, there's only one other one in Florida, and that's Fort Pierce downtown. It's one of the most patriotic cities in America, and lots of awards that have come down through the years like that.
DeLand, the Volusia County seat and a town of about 27,000 people, is home to 9 museums, Stetson University, and the restored historic Athens Theater.
The Athens is important because statistics tell us that for every person that comes to an event at the Athens or some similar social event, they'll spend another $20 throughout the community. So 27,000 people, another 20,000, that's a $500,000 impact that the Athens could have on this community.
The area boasts quality restaurants including Cress, the restaurant that serves the best food in all of Central Florida, according to restaurant kingmaker Zagat. Beyond the good food and shopping, residents and visitors keep busy with year-round festivals and art events. Organizers estimate special events draw well over 250,000 visitors each year.
The things you see in DeLand now is a lot of special events, and Main Street does events, and we work with other organizations within the community to put on events, and what that does is bring a sense of community. It brings people downtown, puts feet on the street so that our merchants get business out of it and our restaurants benefit. The Festival of the Arts has about 30,000, 40,000 people come to it. The bike rally that we have in March, crowds estimated at 40,000, 50,000 people come to downtown DeLand. The Craft Festival, another 2-day festival that will have 20,000 people show up.
Main Street DeLand offers a year-long schedule of events that bring people to the beautifully restored and repurposed buildings that line the downtown boulevard and intersecting streets. Small parks, murals, street sculptures, historic markers, and flowers on every corner make it a special place to visit.
Spend a day downtown browsing DeLand's downtown shops and galleries, or enjoy one of its many fine restaurants, or come and take in one of the great events. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, diabetes affects 25.8 million people, or 8.3% of the U.S. population. More than likely, you or someone you know has diabetes. But there are many people living with diabetes and they do not know it. The Florida Department of Health in Volusia wants to raise awareness about diabetes and how to get tested for it, and then how to manage it. Stephanie Strong has more in this segment of Community Health Matters.
Here are some key facts about diabetes. Did you know diabetes affects about 25.8 million people? That's 8.3% of the U.S. population. 18.8 million people have been diagnosed with diabetes. Another 7 million are undiagnosed.
Diabetes is not only prevalent, but becoming more prevalent. So folks need to become aware of whether they have diabetes or not by visiting their healthcare provider to be screened for diabetes.
Diabetes is a disease in which the body has a shortage of insulin, a decreased ability to use insulin, or both. Insulin is a hormone that allows glucose or sugar to enter cells and be converted to energy. When diabetes is not controlled, glucose and fats remain in the blood and, over time, damage vital organs. This can cause serious health complications, including heart disease, blindness, kidney failure, and lower extremity amputations. However, there are ways to take preventative measures to avoid diabetes and other serious diseases.
Put off dealing with diabetes, and you might not have a leg to stand on. You might not have to face it. Eventually, you might not have to bother. Diabetes doesn't have to take apart your life. Not if you eat healthy, exercise, and take your medicine to control your blood sugar.
I'm controlling my diabetes. It's making a huge difference.
Control your diabetes for life. Visit yourdiabetesinfo.org.
For Volusia Magazine, I'm Stephanie Strong, Public Information Officer for the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County.
For more information on this and any other health-related issues, you can log on to volusiahealth.com. Time now to head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron as he sits down with his guest, Michael Brothers of the county's Marine Science Center. Dave?
Well, thanks, Amber, and Happy New Year, everyone. The county's Marine Science Center in Ponce Inlet has gained a national reputation for its work in rehabilitating injured sea turtles and sea birds. Visiting the Marine Education Center is a great way to see marine life up close and in person and to learn about Volusia County's unique ecosystems. With us in the studio today for an update on the county's Marine Science Center in Ponce Inlet is the center's director, Michael Brothers. Happy New Year, Michael.
It's great to see you. Thanks for letting me be here.
Hey, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, you people are just going gangbusters down there. I mean, you were before the county council not too long ago, and lo and behold, you're thinking about expanding.
You are so right. We have been literally bursting at the seams, and really because so many people have been enjoying a chance to visit the Marine Science Center.
I mean, your attendance is going through the roof.
We have just progressively been, when you look at the graphs of it, it is just this steep climb with a 58% increase in visitation just in the last 4 years.
Unbelievable.
We had 82,000 visitors last year.
Unbelievable.
And so it's wonderful that this is one of those cases where, you know, if you build it, they will come, and it's actually happened.
For those folks that are not familiar with the Marine Science Center, give us kind of a layman's description of what they can expect if they come to your facility.
Well, the Marine Science Center is a wonderful place for families. We have exhibits and aquariums, our very, very popular Stingray Touch Pool. In addition, we have a chance to actually see the sea turtles that are in our sea turtle rehabilitation facility and actually watch the folks at work on them. We partner with the University of Florida School of Veterinary Medicine for our all of our medical veterinarian facilities, and we actually have a window in the gallery that allows visitors to watch the veterinarian and our medical staff actually working on the sea turtles. And it's an extraordinary experience to be able to watch these endangered animals actually undergoing treatment. And then, of course, the great effort is to get them rehabilitated and then, of course, release them back to the wild.
And you also have a very large bird facility where you're also caring for a number of permanent visitors, as well as some of the birds you take in, you rehabilitate them and then let them go as well.
Absolutely. We have a number for a visitor's side. They can actually go through a section where we have these rehabilitated animals that unfortunately cannot be released.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 bald eagles, we have wood storks, brown pelicans, several gulls, and a whole variety of hawks and eagles that have injuries that are so significant that they cannot be released to the wild, and yet the visitors have a chance to come and view these animals up close.
Michael, I guess you know, there's a fascination among the public with you know, the turtles and the birds down there, and I think people these days are looking not only for a leisure experience but also something that enriches them, kind of a learning experience, and certainly the Marine Science Center is an educational facility as well.
Absolutely. Not only do we offer a wide variety of programming, but we also have thousands of school kids. We
Right.
had over 9,000 school kids came in through the Marine Science Center last year. But on a kind of a more personal level, on a family level, we have ongoing programming every day that really connects the visitor with the wildlife that we have right in our area. Because the Marine Science
Right.
Center it's really about the animals that surround us right
Right.
here in Volusia County.
Actually, I mean, it fits very nicely and is compatible with the county's habitat conservation plan. I guess it's an element of that plan.
Absolutely. And the Habitat Conservation Plan is a set of guidelines that the county follows in order to help to preserve the wildlife of the area, and especially sea turtles and the shorebirds that are especially in Ponce Inlet and along our beaches. So the efforts of the Marine Science Center to rehabilitate sea turtles and also the bird hospital is really a integral part of the Habitat Conservation Plan.
And as you pointed out earlier, the visitors to the Marine Science Center can look into that window right there into the turtle rehabilitation area, watch the specialists working on these turtles. And I mean, you're talking in some cases some big guys. I mean, a couple you know, 200-300 pounds. And when you have this fascinating release at part of Turtle Day in April, hundreds and hundreds of people come by to watch that. It's amazing to see the public's interest.
You are so right. There's, you know, I think this wonderful celebration about these animals that I think everyone is familiar with the troubles that these animals have, and that you know, our impacts on the coastline, troubles hitting by boats in the same way that manatees are injured, wrapped up in monofilament fishing line. We get all kinds of injuries that come in. And I think the public just relishes the idea that these animals can actually be treated and eventually released. And the chance to actually watch that, I mean, you have a crowd that erupts into cheers when the sea turtle goes back into the ocean. So it's a wonderful experience.
And I know that certainly you've gained a national reputation for this rehabilitation work. You work very closely with SeaWorld and some of the other rehab facilities. And I know this time of year when it gets cold, it hasn't been cold so far this year, but when it does get cold, a lot of these turtles can become cold stunned, and you take them in and get them back to good shape there. Not so far this year, but usually that's something that occurs most every winter.
It does. And in fact, last year we had quite an amazing event, and actually the event itself didn't take place here, but it actually took place in New England.
Right.
And the water temperatures got cold kind of very rapidly off of the New England coastline. It stranded hundreds of sea turtles on Cape Cod and the northeast coastline. It overwhelmed the facilities that the New England Aquarium of Boston had to deal with sea turtles, and they just were overwhelmed. So they contacted the Coast Guard, and the Coast Guard, and I believe it was in Norfolk, flew up a C-130 transport.
Unbelievable.
All the way up to Cape Cod. They loaded up hundreds of sea turtles in Cape Cod, flew them to Orlando, and then the Marine Science Center, SeaWorld, the Florida Aquarium, and some other facilities met there. We divvied up this huge array of sea turtles and brought them back to our respective facilities. We treated them, and they have since been released.
Got that Yankee accent?
That's right.
Turtles. Hey, one of the other things, Michael, that the public is absolutely fascinated about is that touch pool, where you can actually put your hand into the pool and touch some of these very safely, I might add, some of these rays and so forth. Very, very popular feature at the Marine Science Center.
You are so right. You know, I think when you were mentioning about the educational components, you know, part of that education is a chance to actually connect with an animal. And the Stingray Touch Pool has been an extraordinary opportunity for our visitors to actually handle marine life. And of course we have a number of animals in there, but the stingrays, in this case we have two kinds in there. We have cow-nose rays and Atlantic stingrays, and they are extraordinarily amenable to being touched. And so visitors, and you can see they're hesitant at first. You can see these little ones, and there's nothing more wonderful than watching a mom and dad with their little one, and the little one's hesitant and can't quite decide whether or not they can do it. They reach in, and all of a sudden this incredibly soft creature goes underneath their hand, and you just watch their face light up, and you know you've made a connection.
Yeah.
And you know that the Marine Science Center has made a difference in these kids' life, and they're going to remember that and carry that with them.
Not slimy, soft.
So right. You know, I think when people first touch them, they go, oh, it's slimy, but do you realize there's no slime?
Yeah.
They're just so soft.
Mike, you recently were before the county council with getting an approval for a longer range strategic plan. Tell us what's in store for the future of the Marine Science Center. Obviously, you got to start thinking ahead.
Exactly right. You know, I think that when the facility was first built, you know, everybody was expecting, you know, we'd get some visitors. It was a wonderful facility, and of course we were doing the sea turtle and bird rehabilitation work. But the volume of all of these components has just grown and grown.
Right.
Now, you know, instead of 35 or 40,000 people, we're at 82,000 visitors. We have 15 paved parking spaces for 82,000 visitors.
Not working in my book.
Not enough. You can't make that work right. In addition, the number of birds has increased tremendously.
Wow.
We get 1,500 birds a year into our bird hospital. We've taken care of over 11,000 birds. We've taken care of over 16,000 sea turtles.
Wow.
So the small space is just being overwhelmed. So what our plan is to increase a number of those areas. We have so many school kids that are coming to the Science Center that, you know, we have to have them in all of these, you know, somewhat makeshift areas. Our classroom, which is great for a group of 25, is overwhelmed when we have 100 school kids.
Wow.
And so we need some additional classroom space. We need some additional lecture space. We need to increase the number of exhibits that we have. We need to enhance our medical facilities, and we need better parking.
Well, Michael, for those folks that, now that you've got them excited, may want to come down and visit the Marine Science Center, it's one of the best deals in town. Tell us where you're located, what your hours are, about what the admission is and that sort of thing.
Well, the Marine Science Center, you are so right. We're the best deal around. The admission is $5 for adults, $4 for seniors, and only $2 for kids up to aged 13. In addition, the little ones under 3 are free.
Wow.
We are located in Ponce Inlet and very near the lighthouse, right around the corner from Lighthouse Point Park on Lighthouse Drive.
I know you have a website for additional information.
We do indeed, www.marinesciencecenter.com.
Michael Brothers, Director of the county's Marine Science Center, thanks for being with us and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. As always, if you have any questions about the show, feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and select the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. You can even watch past editions of Volusia Magazine there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, activities, topics of interest, and more. We'd like to invite you to the next Volusia County Council meeting, which is scheduled for Thursday, January 9th at 9 a.m. in the County Council Chambers in DeLand. Public participation is welcome. And finally, we hope you won't miss Volusia Today. It's Volusia County's weekly radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations listed on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a great evening.